All right, good morning everybody. Today we are going to learn how to count our rhythms in a different way. We're going to be learning about how to count where the notes are in the measure. So every measure, most measures in music have 4 counts. And so you can see right here that we have 4 notes, but each of these notes gets 1 beat. So each of these notes are on a separate beat of the measure. And this is the kind of counting that we use when we're playing a band instrument. So for this kind of counting, you're going to use numbers to indicate what beat the notes are. So first we're going to count this like we would in elementary music, which is what we've been doing the past couple of days. So this rhythm would be ta, 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 ta. And this rhythm is important because it tells us how long this note is. We know that a note that is 1 beat is considered a ta. So let's all count this first with tas. Ready? Down, up, count it. Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Your turn. Ready, set, and here you go. Very good. So now we're going to count this in the new way. So we are going to determine where each note is in the measure. So this first note is going to be called 1 because it's on the first beat of the measure. This note is going to be called 2 because it is on the second beat of the measure. Here is our third note, but it's also on the third beat of the measure. And then our last note is on the fourth beat of the measure. So for this rhythm, we're going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count it together. Down, up, here we count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to count it by yourself. Down, up, count it. Here we go. Very good. So let's look at how this new way of counting is going to work with some other rhythms. So here we have a new rhythm. So the first thing we're going to do is count it with our tas and titis. So here we have ta and a titi and a ta and another ta. So let's count that rhythm with ta and titi. Down, up, here we count. Ta, titi, ta, ta. So now we're gonna, why don't you count it by yourself? Down, up, here you count. Very good. So now we are going to count this with our numbers. So looking at our first note, what do you think we are going to say for this first note? Hopefully you said 1 because you're correct. This is on the first beat of the measure. Now here we have 2 eighth notes beamed together. Each of these eighth notes gets 1/2 a beat, and when they're beamed together, they get a whole beat. But it's important to remember that there's still 2 notes. So these are going to be counted 2 because it's on the second beat of the measure, and then te. So eighth notes will always be the number of where they are in the measure, followed by te for the second note of the eighth notes. Now this is on beat. Hopefully you said 3 because 3 is correct. And then this is beat 4. All right, so let's count this. 1, 2, 2, count it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn, set, and your turn. Here we go. Good. So now we're going to clap it. Down, up, clap it. Here we go. Your turn, set, and your turn, go. Very good. Now let's count and clap it. Down, up, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn, set, and here you go. Very good. So here is our new rhythm. So I'd like you to try to count this by yourself without me putting out the tas and titis. Down, up, here you go. All right, so hopefully you just said T, T, ta, T, T, ta. So let's count it together once. Down, up, count it. Here we go. T, T, ta, T, T, ta. All right, now that we've counted it in our old way, let's try to count it using numbers. So we're going to take these away. Now, what is the first thing in our measure going to be? We have eighth notes, but this eighth note is still on beat 1. So that eighth note is going to be a 1, and then the extra eighth note is going to be a te. So anytime you see eighth notes, the first one is usually a number, and the second one is a te. Now, what beat in the measure is this note on? That's right, it's a 2. Then we have another set of eighth notes. So the first one is going to be a number because it's the downbeat. So that is a 3. And this extra one, the bonus eighth note, is going to be a te. And then our fourth beat is going to be a 4 because I just gave you the answer. Way to go. All right, so now let's count this one using our numbers. So we've got 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. Your turn, set, and your turn. Here you count. Very good. Now we're going to clap it. Down, up, clap it. Here we go. Your turn, set, and your turn. Here we go. Very good. Now we're going to count and clap it. Ready? Down, up, count and clap it. Go. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. Your turn, set, and count and clap it. Go. Awesome. All right, I hope this is kind of starting to make a lot of sense for you. We're going to go on to another rhythm. So once again, I'm going to let you try to count this with tas and titis. But now we have our quarter rest that we talked about yesterday. So let's put that in. Our quarter rest, when we see that, we're going to say, Okay, so now let's see if you can count this by yourself using tas and titis. Down, up, here you go. All right, well, I hope you said ta, ti, ti, ta. Let's count it together. Down, up, together. Here we go. Ta, ti, ti, ta. Very good. Your turn by yourself. Ready, set, and here you go. Very good. So let's take these away. All right. So let's think about what we're going to say when we count this with numbers in our new way. So this note is on the very first beat. So we know since it's on the first beat that it's going to be a 1. When we see this quarter rest, we're going to say the exact same thing that we were saying earlier. We're going to say mm-mm. Now this quarter rest is on beat 2, but because it's a rest, we're not actually going to say the number 2. We're going to say mm-mm. But this is still beat 2. So this 8th note is now on beat 3. So in this case, we're skipping 2 because beat 2 is a rest. And we don't want to say 2 unless we have an actual note on 2. So after beat 3, we have another 8th note. So we're going to put a te in under it. And then on beat 4, we have a quarter note. So we're going to have a 4 there. All right, so let's count this together. Ready? Down, up, count it. Here we go. 1, 3, te, 4. Your turn, set, and your turn. Here we go. Very good. Now let's clap it. 1, te, 2, te, clap it. Here we go. Your turn, set, and your turn, go. Down, up, count and clap it, go. 1, 3, te, 4. Your turn, ready, set, and your turn. Here we go. Very good. All right, we're down to our last rhythm. Now this may seem like a pretty easy rhythm, but it's an important one, and we use it a lot in pep music or pop music. So go ahead and count this by yourself using ta, TT, your elementary style. Down, up, here you count. All right, now we're going to say it out loud. So we have a quarter rest, which is an a quarter note, which is a ta, and then we repeat. So quarter rest, quarter note ta. Down, up, count it. Here we go. Ta, ta. Very good. All right, so let's see if we can figure out how to count this with numbers. So the very first thing we have is an So even though we're saying this is still beat 1, which would make this beat 2, which is this beat 3, which would make this beat 4. So when we count this, it'll sound like this. 2, 4. Your turn, set, and your turn, go. All right, let's clap it. 1, 2, clap it. Here we go. Your turn, set, and clap it. Here you go. Very good. Now we're going to count and clap it. Down, up, here we go. 2, 4. Your turn, set, and here you go. Very good. And that's our last rhythm for today. So way to go! Hopefully that all made sense to you. We'll find out tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day.